For your website landing page project, we're going to build these a little bit different than if you were perhaps building a website in the real world, because this is essentially for a print project, and web resolution is much lower than print resolution. So you're not actually building a website, you're building a graphic to represent a website, but frequently somebody will build a graphic such as you're going to do and then give it to someone who knows how to turn it into a website, and they can cut it up into bits and pieces and make it into functional links and text. So on this page, please read over the information and take a look at some of the inspiration images which have been gathered from around the web. You should probably know my disclaimer. Web design and web specifications are not my area of emphasis. My production experience is almost exclusively print output based. So I've tried to gather some resources for you that I'd like you to read through, or at least browse through, before really deciding on what you're going to do. And also, if you come across discrepancies in information or misinformation, please let me know so that I can fix it or remove it from the site. It would be really helpful if you would do a screen capture to include with your message, so I have a better idea of where to look for that mistake. So what you'll do is decide what size you want your web page to be. Now I've included a couple of templates. One of them is widescreen and the other is a little bit narrower. Once you've decided on the size of your landing page, you're going to take that measurement and go into Photoshop, and here's how I created my templates and how you're going to create yours for whichever size that you chose. Go to File, choose New, and enter in the pixel width. So you might need to change the measurement option to pixels. The one I would suggest using for beginners is 800 by 600. Set the resolution to 72 pixels per inch and your color mode to CMYK color, because this project is going to be for print. Then click OK. Then go to Image, choose Image Size, and this time your document size will probably show in inches. If it doesn't, if you're curious, change it to inches. And then change the resolution to 300, which you'll notice will make your pixel width a lot higher than it needs to be for internet. But this is what it needs to be to print out nicely. Now the good thing is you can always take a large image and size it down. It's really difficult to take a small image and size it up and have it look good. So this particular template is a little bit narrower than the widescreen format that is favored a lot today, but it will be easier for you to design on as a beginner. It also works well for those few people that still have a lovely old style square screen and won't get so chopped off on the edges. Once you've got your template put together, I would recommend saving it somewhere and naming it template, and make a copy of the file that you will build your graphics on. Some things to keep in mind are: make sure you have a navigation system. So I'm just going to make some quick shapes and show you a couple of things that need to happen. On your website, you should pay careful attention to alignment and spacing. Here, this example is 5 navigation buttons, and they're not aligned well. You can see this one's a little higher than the other, and they're not spaced well because the spacing is different between all of these. The easy way to correct that is to select all of those layers in your Layers panel and grab your Move tool. When you have multiple layers selected, you have your Move and Align options that are available. So up here at the top, I would first choose Align to Bottom Line or Top Line, whichever you prefer. And then there is a one over towards the end called Distribute Horizontal Centers. And if I click on that, it will perfectly space my objects. keep in mind as you design that there are guidelines that you can pull out to help you make those alignment visual connections with other parts of your page. For example, they'll share a visual connection now because they share that alignment line. Once you have everything built and you've printed out your project and you're all done with this assignment, you can take your file and convert it so that it's ready to upload to the internet, if that's your goal. I would recommend making a copy of your final graphics file so that you always have a large version to go back to if you need to. If you have your file open, you can actually do that by going to Image, choose Duplicate, and I would name this one something with 72 ppi in it, just so you know that it's the lower resolution version. And then you can come back to Image, Image Size, return your resolution to 72. So there I'm back to 800 by 600 pixels, and click OK. And then change your color mode. So Image Mode RGB Color. It'll ask if you want to flatten. Say don't flatten. And if it asks you if you want to rasterize, say don't rasterize. That will let you keep all of your layers and you won't lose anything that it wants to rasterize. That will prepare your file for any eventual upload. For the file that you will be printing, so back to our 300 dpi version, once you've got it completely designed, prepare a high-quality print PDF file that you will turn in and also use to print for your presentation portfolio by going to File, Save As, change the format to Photoshop PDF, uncheck Layers, choose Save, click OK when this window pops up. Yours will probably be set to high quality print under Adobe PDF presets. If that's the case, you need to uncheck Preserve Photoshop Editing Capabilities. We do not want to keep layers for this PDF, and say Save PDF. And that would be the file that you turn in.